Hi, I'm Catherine Lecours. I'm a Senior Partner Development Manager at Intuit. And in this video, I'm going to provide a few tips and tricks on how to identify unused GL accounts. Let's jump in the product. The first place I'm going to show you is under your Accounting tab in Chart of Accounts. A couple of things that have changed here is that now you can actually see just the accounts that count towards the limits. So by doing this, what it does is it removes all the QuickBooks automatically generated accounts. Those don't count towards the limits. So this actually minimizes the list, and these are the accounts you need to look at. The second thing I'm going to show you on this screen is under the gearbox, there are a number of rows that you can expand to. So currently how we've got it is I can only see 50 accounts and I would have to go over 50 pages to see all my accounts. By selecting 300, I can see all my accounts right now. See how I have no next page, they're all here. So what this does is instead of having to go account by account and making them inactive one at a time by coming here, as you identify inactive accounts, you can just batch select them right here. And under batch action, you can make them inactive in one click. So what I would suggest here is as I show you the tips and tricks of things you can pull to see your unused accounts, I would still have my chart of account open on another screen so that I can select them one at a time to be able to make them inactive in one go instead of one at a time. But at the same time, if you do prefer to look individually at each account, no problem. So the first spot that I'm going to bring you to is on the Books to Tax tab under Books Review. Make sure that you're on the cleanup section and not the monthly section. Scroll down a little bit and you are going to see a section that is called Accounts Without Activity for More Than 90 Days. So here it lists all your accounts and it shows the date of the last activity that was posted in that GL account. So it's up to you to determine what your cutoff date is. Is it 2020? As of 2020, if accounts haven't been used since that year, then I'm going to make them inactive. There's no need to see those anymore. So what I would suggest is having this window open on one tab and having your chart of account on another, or simply just doing a split screen. So you can split screen and have both things. So your Books Review on one tab and your chart of account on the other. And like that, as you go, you can click at one at a time here. Okay. So as you identify, I'm going to just put this back onto one screen. As you identify accounts here, so for example, this one, checkings account in US dollars hasn't been used since 2020. You can find it here, which might be longer, but you can also just type it in here. Okay. Here it is. And then it's just to look, is there a current balance sitting there right now? If there's no balance, you can make it inactive straight from here. Or as I showed you earlier, you can just check the box and just go one at a time to batch post everything. But if there is a balance, it's up to you to go in the GL account and determine, should the balance be moved? Should there be a balance? Like, what are we trying to do here? So the cleanup's up to you at this point. You may have an extra step to do before making the account inactive. The second spot that I'm going to bring you to is from your profit and loss and your balance sheet. So when you run your balance sheet account, all you need to do is under the date range or the report period, you want to select all dates. You want to display columns by years. You can see every year. And you want to make sure that you select all activities. You don't want just your active accounts or your non-zero accounts. You want everything. Run report. When you do that, it's going to split up your balance sheet every year. Then you can export it to Excel. And in Excel, what you can do after that is just put in a filter on your dates and pick your latest or the last period. And under the filter, deselect everything and select the zero accounts and the blank accounts, because sometimes, as you can see just in column B here, there's nothing in there. So sometimes if there's been no activity, it may be blanks. That's why it's important to select the blanks as well. The other thing too that I'm going to point out is it shows everything, right? We selected all activity. So you do have certain accounts that are already inactive. To get rid of those, click on the filter up here and in the search, just type in deleted. This is going to pull up just the accounts that are actually deleted, and you can simply get rid of them, delete them, and get them out of this report. Once that's done, you can select all the accounts again, and it keeps your list to only the active accounts that haven't been used. So again, you might have this screen open on one window or on one screen and then your chart of account on another. And as you see fit, you check off each inactive account that you've identified and batch action to make it inactive. Similarly to the balance sheet, you can do the same thing with your income statement for your revenue and expense accounts. And again, remember to select all dates, display your columns by year, and select all activity. And here, same thing, you can download to Excel, and same idea as the balance sheet. You would just want to add a filter on your dates. This time, select the, pick your total column, deselect everything, select all accounts that are zero. And see here, we've got a lot of blanks. So this is why your blank section is also important to filter. So here again, don't forget about the stuff that's deleted. You might want to get rid of that. This is your short list of accounts that has had no activities from year to year. So these might be a good indication of certain accounts that you can make inactive. If you prefer to not work in Excel and want to just keep it in QuickBooks, you don't feel the need to filter out to zero, another way that you can do it is same report here, but click Customize and remove this checkbox that says Accept Zero Account Amounts. When you undo this, you'll see all these blanks are going to become zeros, like this. Then what you can do is click the sort button and do the totals in ascending or descending order, whatever you prefer. And how it does is it groups all your income accounts. And you see how all my zero accounts are actually together. So this again is your key indication or a quick way to see all your zero accounts grouped together. And you might have this window open or this tab open on one screen and your chart of account on the other. And again, going in your section or your revenue section and checking them off one at a time to make them inactive in a batch action. Same thing here again, like if we're looking at your cost of goods sold, it does group all your zero accounts together. So this is another way without having to do in Excel. The balance sheet is the same idea. You just go to Customize and just make sure this box is unchecked and just sort in a certain order. So those are the methods that the reports or the areas that you can go to see any activity or any accounts that haven't been used in years quickly to be able to clean up your chart of accounts or reduce your limits. Hopefully this is going to help you out a little bit, but if you got any questions after this, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.